Well, joining us today on the Big App Show, I actually can't really call him an author. I'd have to call him, well, photographer first and foremost, but also executive producer of the biggest book we've had to date on the Big App Show. I'm a big fan of the genre. I love big picture coffee table books. Darren Tieste, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So it's, first of all, you know, lovely house, man. This is beautiful what I'm seeing in the background. You're in Los Angeles?
Yes, I am.
Very nice.
It's cold but sunny.
Well, here in Austin, it's cold and misty.
Oh, really?
So, Darren, first of all, congratulations on such a beautiful product. I think in today's digital age, we don't see enough of this type of work, you know, something you can really hold in your hands. You can beat burglars over the head with this one in particular. I don't know the exact weight, but it feels like a pound or two.
No, it's 4.8 pounds.
See?
Yeah.
Like you should be doing curls with this thing.
It's a big book.
It's called The Beauty Book, and well, I could relate the story, but perhaps best if you would explain to our viewers how the book came to be, which was 2 years in the making and is quite an extraordinary story.
Yes, in 2008, in September 2008, one of my best friends died of brain cancer, and she was only 35, and I wanted to, you know, give back. And at her funeral, they asked for people to give donations to her charity called Sydney Neurology Oncology Group. And so I made a donation for the family, and they sent me a thank you email saying, thank you so much for the email, and blah, 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 and, you know. So that's when I, as I was sitting at Sydney Airport flying back to America where I've lived for 8 years, I was thinking, what can I do to, you know, use the contacts I have in Hollywood and also, you know, my expertise as a photographer to, you know, bring memory to someone's short life and also help brain cancer and give it a voice and bring it out there. So that's how I thought to myself, maybe I can shoot a coffee table book. And so I sent them an email back and said, you know, Natalie was one of my best friends. I told my story and I said, I'd really like to partner with you and shoot a coffee table book where all the proceeds, you know, go to brain cancer. And so that's how it basically evolved.
And what you did is you went out and this is, you know, quite an undertaking. You got huge celebrities. I don't recognize all of them, but I have a feeling some may be Australian, some may be just people from the fashion world that I'm completely oblivious about. But the obvious ones that I see is Bieber, Timberlake, Kardashian, Hugh Jackman. Who else is in this book? Because it's just an amazing list.
So Scarlett Johansson's on the cover. Then there's Amy Adams. We have Fergie. We have Leighton Meester, Chase Crawford, Ed Westwick. We have Carey Mulligan. I mean, there is a massive list. I mean, it's like current Hollywood and then young Hollywood. And then, you know, there's like Demi Lovato, Delta Goodrem, who's an Australian singer. So there, and Miranda Kerr, who's an Australian model. Then there's Lily Cole, who's a British model, and Liberty Ross, who they're like, you know, British supermodels, like modeling royalty. So it's a mixed bag of, of like great people that wanted to donate time and get involved with the cause with, you know, everyone who got involved.
Did you know everyone personally, or did you have to reach out to other people and go through the traditional Hollywood publicist route and convince them to do it?
Yes, I had to do a lot of begging, a lot of stalking, a lot of on my hands and knees. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work. And I mean, obviously in the beginning I got Hugh Jackman and Leighton Meester, some people I had worked with, and it was great to attach some big names to the project early on. And then after about a year and a half, I got partnered up with a friend of mine, Pantera Sarah, and she was introduced to me by Makard Brooks, who was on Desperate Housewives and True Blood, and she got involved. Her mum just passed away this year of brain cancer, and at the time she was battling it. She got involved too and reached out to, you know, people she knew in LA, and, you know, she just happens to know Scarlett Johansson and Justin Timberlake and Eva Longoria, and, you know, like a great list of people. So again, her story is personal like mine, and then we joined forces, and you know, and you're just constantly asking everyone you know, and and you know, one day she was at work and an agent from CAA needed something, and she basically bartered with them to, you know, get their involvement, and that's just how it happens, because, you know, everyone's busy in this business. That's not easy.
That's Hollywood for you, man. That's how it works.
It's not to get 3 hours with a celebrity, or I mean, is not easy. And most of the guys, like, is an hour. And Ryan Seacrest, I spent like 30 minutes with. So it can be really fast. Obviously, with guys, it is a lot quicker because we don't need like an hour of hair and makeup. And some people, you know, like Amy Adams, we went and shot her at a house. So it just depended on the situation. And, you know, like Amy was going to an event, so they were like, okay, when she was ready, you have an hour with her. So, you know, everyone, I mean, the thing with this project is you either want to be involved or you don't. So that's the great thing. So once you eventually get to these people, they're human too, you know, and they all want to get involved. And once they saw the quality of the photos and, you know, it just became easier and more exciting, I think.
This, you know, when you have like 300 plus pages, you know, so even if you did one a day throughout an entire year, you know, not counting weekends and holidays, you know, you're barely there. I think you still, to do it in 2 years is amazingly fast. Were you able to do other things while this was all going on? I mean, did you just put your life on hold?
No, I mean, I still, of course I had to still work because, you know, I'm not a rich kid, so I wish, but no, of course I still took paying jobs and we all did. But the great thing is that, you know, if we had a shoot, say example, we had Scarlett one day, then we would ring around all the like TV actors and other actors and say, hey, we've got, because everything's donated, we have sponsors, so we have a studio and we have digital. So once we had like a bigger name attached to a day, then we would fill the day with just, you know, everyone else who's around that week.
Right.
We'd say, okay, we're shooting this Wednesday. Who else is around? If this person's in town or this model's in town, then so we'd try and make a day of it. So that we utilised our sponsorship and we didn't just waste, you know what I mean, like waste our time in the studio and waste our time with digital. So pretty much, you know, every time we shot is definitely more than one person.
So a lot of these shots are just absolutely spectacular. I mean, beautiful work and congratulations on that. And I was wondering if there are any pictures that afterwards you just went, oh man, this is just crap. I just can't put this in the book. I mean, did anyone get cut out for that reason?
No, I mean, no one's crap because everyone donated their time, and I wouldn't have pressed that trigger if I didn't think it was going to work. So no, we didn't have any issues like that. You know, I mean, all of us have been doing this job a long time, and so, you know, getting on set with Justin and Scarlett, I mean, I've been shooting for 18 years, and the hair and makeup and everyone, like, we've been doing it long enough. It's like, we know how to make it happen. It's not my first time at the rodeo, so.
So at $39.95, which is what I saw it for on Amazon, it's incredibly affordable. This is the kind of book you'd expect to be, you know, $50, $60, $70. I know that the project was also sponsored by a number of sponsors who I presume help financially. How does the money flow? How much have you raised? Do you hope to raise? Do you have a target at all?
I think we've nearly sold out of our first print run, which is really exciting. So we're about to reprint. To be honest, it hasn't come through as in the royalties yet. I would think there's something around 80 to 100,000 probably like coming through. I mean, it takes time to collect because, you know, we have a distribution deal. It takes time for the money to filter back to us. But 100% of the royalties, so basically what's owed to me as the publisher, is being split into and donated to two different charities. One is called Head Rush, which is based in Wisconsin, and one is called SNOG, which is Sydney Neurology Oncology Group. So both of them are for front-end research for brain cancer, and both of them have no overheads and basically actually use the money for research. So that was important to us, that we weren't paying phone bills or wages or, you know, like rent for charities, because some of them do have overheads. We wanted to go with two charities that didn't have overheads and the money was actually going to 100% be used for that. So that's why we chose these two charities to work with. And yeah, so in the new year, you know, come January, February, they'll, you know, royalties will start to come to it. It trickles through over months and months and months, you know.
What have you learned about brain cancer research, and where are we in the process of finding out, you know, what it is, how we can prevent it, etc.?
What I've learned is they don't know a lot, and that's why we need to do a lot more. And it's a cancer that affects, it's very, very common in people under 35. And so a lot of people don't realize that. Brain cancer is one of the leading killers of people who are under 35. Secondly, with brain cancer, they just don't know enough. That's why we need to do more research, because, you know, if you have a tumor attached to your brain that sends out all little tentacles and all that, they can't remove it, so you know, it's touch and go. It's very hard to beat. There's only a small percentage of people that beat it, and half the time at the end, you know, there's no tumor, but it's just you're fried with, you know, all the procedures and chemo and radio and everything that they go through. And I think too, it's one of the most invasive cancers, whereas, you know, if you have your head cut open compared to, say, a different part of your body, I mean, you know, they literally have to saw through your skull, and you know, your brain's what functions you. So, I mean, every cancer is horrific, don't get me wrong, but I think it's one of the most invasive, and the recovery is quite horrific, and yeah, it's definitely not a walk in the park.
So now that this is out and this project is running, you are a very busy guy. You're a very famous photographer. You work for some of the world's largest brands in fashion, but also in advertising. Will you have time to do more? Do you think there's going to be a follow-up? We just, you know, do you need to let this go for a bit?
No, we are going to do a second edition. Because we didn't get everyone into the first one that we wanted, and we will definitely work on Beauty Book 2, so that's exciting. And we'll most likely launch that in 2013, Christmas 2013. So in 2 years we'll, you know, but we are having a little breather for the moment, just focusing on sales. I'm doing a book signing in Los Angeles on Saturday at Sammy's Camera.
Oh, nice.
Which is great. So right now we're just focusing on sales and you know, getting this very public and getting everyone talking about it and getting everyone buying it. And then, you know, we will continue to sell, and then we will work on the second edition come maybe, you know, May, June. What's great is there's a lot of the celebs who didn't make it are all like, why aren't I in it? We're like, you'll be in the next one. So.
Right. Well, it's a fantastic book, as I said, just, you know, chock full with beautiful boys and girls, really, really nice, and sexual stuff too. I mean, I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a turn on. This is some good stuff. I really, really enjoyed it. And the cover, I have to say, absolutely stunning. I have never seen a shot this beautiful of her. Really great. It's called The Beauty Book for Brain Cancer. Darren Tieste, if you want to get a copy of this, all you have to do is tap on the blue button that's flashing above me now. It'll take you to the Amazon store. You can pick it up from there. Not only do you get a great stocking stuffer, should you have a big stocking, but also you help to fund brain cancer research. Darren, thank you so much for your time today. Happy holidays, and I hope this does really fantastic, and look forward to the second edition even.
I know. Thank you so much for having us. We look forward to coming back.
Anytime.